Morning. Good morning. Hi. Today is the 17th of May. I think I have after today is 4 more days. And I'm taking this for coffee. It's Italian roast from Starbucks. Just the other day I took 2 packs, it was too thick. So I'm just gonna take 1 pack today, and then that's it. Going on in Thailand and also in Singapore. So Thailand is kind of like struggling to keep the economy, and so someone actually say that it's strange that the government allow people to go to the mall. The malls are open, but the parks are closed. That means the public parks, they cannot go running and doing any exercise in the public park, which is kind of strange. Because I thought when place is better ventilated, you can be assured that it's safer, right? That's not the case. they ban public parks. So I guess if you ban all the shopping malls, thousands and thousands and thousands of Thais will be out of job, right? But the parks, it's owned by the government or some foundation. So maybe you should taste. So then it's not so bad. Nice. And I do know that when I go to the park and run and cycle, lots of people, because Bangkok is just so crowded, right? And then there's just not enough place for people to do their exercise. So in Thailand, they are trying to roll out the vaccines as soon as possible, but people are just laughing at it. It says here that analysts shrug at new scheme where they will try to roll out vaccine, but people are not that convinced that it can happen. So it's so sad. Okay, today's breakfast is gonna look very promising because I can smell it. Oh, nice! It's the curry stuff. Love it. It's the dill, but today they have something extra eggs. What kind of eggs these are? Feeling that I need to prepare myself because it's gonna be messy. Okay? So it's take a look. It's prata with samosa and hard-boiled eggs, and of course the vegetable curry. Yeah. What I like about the Shangri-La's meal is that it comes with just as little packaging as possible. I suppose they try not to have too many plastic, and but you can't help it, right? What can you do with this with pandemic, and then you don't want people to handle the cutleries, wash them, so that's why they have it this way, so that it's disposable. But once it's disposable, it would mean that the people handling the would be exposed, you know what I mean? So one way or the other, it's still risky. So I wonder, you could minimize this by sanitizing, or you wearing gloves and all that, you see. Yeah, and then just to ensure, but I guess when you wash, you could also do the same. Yeah, but so far I haven't heard of people like getting infected and contaminated because the utensils, right? Of course, they are saying that you shouldn't share, you shouldn't this, you shouldn't that. Yeah. So maybe we should all wash our own utensils before we, even if it's disposable, before we handle it, before we dispose of it, right? So the cleaners and those who are having to handle the waste, they won't be so compromised. Okay, today is prata, samosa, two hard-boiled eggs, and this one I'm gonna dig into the prata. The prata is super thick, so I guess they must have did it themselves. Not like those in the marketplace, where it's crispy and oily. It's pretty usual. Nothing much. Yeah. And they didn't say much about the COVID situation, but I'm just saying that, yeah, it hasn't gone down because the numbers of infection has, that's right here, it says 24 COVID-19 deaths were recorded yesterday and Sunday, and 2,302 new cases on Sunday. And this time, there is a new cluster of construction workers at this place called Laxi. Oh, wow. So, and then they say 5% of Bangkok people are infected with COVID. Ooh, so that's a lot of concern for my wife and my daughter, and also my colleagues who are there. I told them, please stay at home. Because there's really nothing they could do. There's nothing. A lot of my friends have no choice because they have to work. Especially the students, because they come from very poor places and then they come to Bangkok to study because there's work and then they can study. So they need the money. But many of them don't know. They're still young. They don't know how to handle finance. They don't know what it means to study and work, at the same time. And then they have to have additional responsibilities like rent. They have to pay rental. They have to do their own utilities. They have to survive, like eat and all that. The parents can't even afford them to send them to school, let alone support them, right? So some of them don't know how to plan. They're always in debt, borrowing from someone else, and then they're borrowing from someone else and paying them back. But the thing is that they never learn from those who are able to survive very well. Like they are like borrow 500 and then use it for half a month, but they have no income. Or rather they try a little bit here and there, 1 or 2 days. They live very simply, maybe 1 meal a day. And then when the 500 is up, they return it. And they have a situation because they fall sick or they have no job, rainy weather, and now COVID, right? So how do they survive? And some of them just go on like this for years. They have no money to pay for school fees. That means they struggle with the rent, so they have to like stay with people, out of people's kindness. Those who are able to got a little bit wealthier, has more money. Then they negotiate. Okay, you help us clean the house and cook the food. So throughout the weeks, months, and up to the year, they don't like plan ahead, how to survive. So others manage to work, save some money, and others not only do that, they graduate, get a good job. And those who are still like, okay, I will just clean, I will just cook for you, then as long as I can survive, it's okay. Then they don't think about getting a job, a regular job, so they can have income. So they suffer that way. But I'm sure others counsel them and tell them, no, you shouldn't do that. No, I know many of them do. Get a job, couldn't get along with people after 2 or 3 months, then they quit. Some quit even before the probation is over. Now, in Singapore,
it's reported that the children now getting COVID-19 are primary school kids. They're all related to the Learning Point Tuition Center cluster. Earlier on, I talked about the cluster in Bangkok, right? All construction workers. This one is a primary school student cluster. This is so stressful. But the more you think about the stress and all that, well, what can you do, right? You should just try your best to work around it or get used to it, adapt. I mean, for me, just hiding in this place, I don't feel anything. Nice. I like today's breakfast. What's the time now? It's almost 2 o'clock and I'm not hungry at all, but I would like to show you lunch from Shangri-La. Nice spaghetti with I think these are fish fingers and broccoli, corn, carrot, some of these I think some other vitamins, probably not much fiber. Yeah, I will probably skip and maybe eat this, and that's about it. I'll go and have another nap. So sleepy. As usual. Yeah. So I want to make some clarification, or rather correction, about the infection rates in Bangkok. Apparently it's gone up to 9,000, but the majority, or rather 6,800 plus, close to 7,000, of which are from the prisons from different parts of Thailand. So how it happened, I don't have the story yet, but it does seem that when you're in close proximity and all that, it's spreading very quickly. Very, very quickly. And it seems that Singapore, the government is taking it very seriously and they are closing. I mean, maybe all the schools go online now, but preschools and childcare centers are still right. So let's see what goes on in the evening time. So far for lunch, not eating, too full, too much food, a bit some exercise, feel a bit sore. But I'm happy that I'm sleepy so that I can catch on some sleep somehow. Hi, good evening. Yesterday I took a video at 6:30, right? And I thought it was early, bright. It was so bright, but today it wasn't as bright. It isn't as bright. It's also 6:30, and you can actually see sunsets over there. It's a bit blocked, but you could definitely see it. Yeah. So dinner has arrived. I didn't eat lunch because I'm so full, so I thought maybe I'll eat just apple, oranges, whatever. My hair is in a mess, so I better wear a cap. Oops. Yeah. Okay, it looks better. So, it's cloudy. Well, it was raining this morning, quite heavy. I took some videos of it. Right now it's just cloudy again. I think it might rain tomorrow or maybe tonight. I think it's really hot outside. I can't tell. I wish I could just feel the fresh air, outside. I can't. Okay. Yeah, I was doing some research on the internet about the COVID vaccines, and then I remember I was sharing earlier today that the Thai news says that we cannot understand the efficacy by the percentage, because that's not to measure its efficiency in terms of which is better, which is what. The way it is being done, measuring efficacy, is in a very controlled situation, and that's how it is done. and it's like I think they mentioned, all the vaccines are effective. Are effective, are just as good. It will do its job, and no one vaccine is less effective than the other. The efficacy is not dependent on the vaccine itself. It's depending on the situation, because that's how they do it. If they did the test in America or in a certain situation, it is depending on that group, and what were the results of that group. So it's not it's not a universal or consistent method of measuring the efficacy. So it's not the best way to understand it. Well, the best way to understand it medically, according to them, all the vaccines are effective and will do its job in the spectrum of, let's say, being infected and to the point of death. It will do its job from to prevent, okay, or to lower. That means they are very much closer, not infected to death, right? Not infected to death. So they will lessen the symptoms. They will it will just improve. It is not a cure all to like zero. It is not to have zero infection. It is actually all the vaccines will do this job of lowering the symptoms, because what they are saying is that it is not to kill the virus, it is to prevent it from being too severe, the symptoms. So I think we misunderstand. We keep thinking, oh, Sinovac, no good, or this and that, no good, oh, this one is good, Johnson & Johnson, no good, or whatever. But that's not the point. I think we misunderstood, and then I think it's partly because of the media didn't understand it, and then it was reported in such a way or done in such a way that we think we're comparing product, consumers' product, which one is, but this is not how it's done, this is not how it's understood. It will do its function. So it's best that everybody get the vaccine, or they get vaccinated with whatever the government is providing, and get vaccinated. And government should not think that, oh, they should just buy a certain kind of vaccine, and they should get a broad spectrum, or if they could get whatever that's available and quickly vaccinate the people. I think that's the best way. So let's see. Yeah, food. I'm not hungry, so I will show you what I have, which is today not the kind that I like. It's fish. I don't know, at night they will just give fish, and it's not cheap, no? This fish, I don't know what fish is this. And then some veggie. Definitely not take the rice. So let me just dig in and see how the food tastes. When I taste food, this one is definitely the kind that's sour and salty, because I like the sourness. Yeah. Very nice. I think I'll just eat the fish. Maybe some veggie. Maybe taste the veggie. I like the crunchy stem of the vegetable. I should measure my temperature. Forgot. They called me earlier on, asked for my temperature. Today, which I told them 35.9. But I should actually do twice a day over here. Okay, it's 1 minute. Temperature is 35.8. Just write it down here. 6:40. One of the ministers also say that In Singapore, they're trying to consider giving the vaccination from 12 years old onwards, because so many young primary school students and all the students, many students are now getting infected. Yeah, none of them are serious, but they have the COVID, and then they have shown some symptoms very mild, but so they're thinking of including their children as well. Yeah. So good that they can consider all this. I eat so fast. Almost finished the fish and the vegetables. Look. Just now I had a good sleep. Really needed it. I don't know why. I'm so tired. Just knocked out, and then there were a few phone calls from the front desk, and I could barely answer them. Feels like so heavy, my head. I could not figure things out. Yeah. I struggled to go back to sleep again because it was like I never had this kind of experience. Wanting to sleep so much. That's when I'm getting the habit of sleeping. I have 4 more days. Okay, see you tomorrow.